If you've been working on your transcription skills, if you've been working on your ear training, interval training, and all of those different things, but you're still struggling to hear chord changes, bass line movement, melodic runs and riffs, there's a strong chance that your ears is not the problem, but the way you're listening to music. Your listening station is not set up correctly. So if you can't hear what's coming in to the brain, your ears and your brain aren't able to process the information to say it's a minor chord, it's a diminished chord, it's a dominant chord, right? If you can't hear what's going on clearly, then you're really guessing. And in that case, no amount of ear training is going to solve that problem until you fix your listening station. And so in today's tutorial, I pulled a course from over at Piano Lesson with Warren, and I'm going to share it with you guys today, how to set up your listening station, the different type of gears you need, and how to connect them, whether you're using a digital piano or acoustic piano. I'm going to show you both methods, how to set it up. So when you put on your headphones, you can hear both your keyboard and your computer audio or your phone audio, whatever you're using. You can hear all of those things in your headphones. It's very important to be able to do this if you want to be able to solve this issue of transcription and to be able to start figuring out the chords that you're hearing. So be sure to stick around for this video. I'm here on my keyboard. I'm using a different keyboard today, but this keyboard has speakers, right? Which is great. But again, if I'm transcribing, I have my headphones on, I can't hear the keyboard as loudly. So that's why I need to route that audio to a source to send it through my headphones. So the setup that I'm going to show you works for whether or not you have speakers on your keyboard or no speakers. It's the same setup. For those of you who have an actual piano, the setup is going to be a little bit more complicated, so to speak, a little different, but a lot of the same tools you'll need. So the first thing you'll need is this little guy right here. And again, I'm going to link to this. And this is just called an audio sort of interface, right? What it allows you to do is send multiple audio via inputs to this thing. And then all you got to do is connect your headphone to it and you can hear everything, right? I got this a few days ago on Amazon for like $26. So for something this awesome, $26, that's like a meal right there for two people, right? I'm going to link to this below. So that's the first thing you're going to need. Most of us listen to music through our iPhone or Android phones and stuff like that. Because I'm an Apple user, iPhone and tablet. For those of you who are also Apple users, you know that Apple ditched the standard 8-inch audio input years ago for their Lightning. So now we have to get this fancy adapter right here, right? And this is called a Lightning USB to 8-inch, right? So it's just a connection or an adapter that allows you to still use the regular 8-inch connection headphones if you have one of that. So if you're using an iPhone, you're going to need this. If you're using an iPad, you're going to need the USB-C equivalent of this. It looks like this, but the only thing different is the top, the head. This is my iPad charger. So you see the head, how different it looks, right? So this is called a USB-C, and this is just the regular Lightning or the Lightning USB-C. So you will need the adapter that has this head and that body. They're both available on the Apple Store. And I recommend if you're gonna buy these adapters, it's probably best to get this from the Apple Store directly or the Apple website, because sometimes they sell knockoffs at regular like gas stations and stuff. And those things break quickly. So they aren't always effective. But I find when I buy it directly from a reputable Apple dealer, they work and they last longer. So if you're using iPad or a iPhone, you're gonna need this adapter or the other one that I just talked about. Now, if you have an Android, most likely you still have the standard 1/4-inch cable input. So in that case, you don't need any of these adapters, right? Now that you have this, now that you have that, what we're gonna do now is connect the keyboard to this. And I'm using my phone in this case. I'm gonna connect my phone to this because my phone is what's gonna be playing the audio. So to connect your keyboard, you're going to need a 1/4-inch cable. It looks like this, all right? 1/4" cable. These are called 1/4". Now there are two types of 1/4" cable. I recommend you get the TRS cable. Here I have two 1/4" cable, right? I have this one and I have this one. The TSR 1/4" cable is stereo, meaning you just have to plug it into a single hole, and when you put it on your headphones, you're gonna hear audio coming through both, stereo. If you use the non-TRS cable, when you plug it in your keyboard and into the audio interface, you're gonna only hear audio coming through one source, because it's mono, right? How do you tell the difference between a TRS cable and a standard mono cable? Look at the tip. The TRS is going to have two black streak lines. Mono only have one. In this case, let me use this end that is easier seen. This is thin cable. So you notice only have one black line at the top, this black line streak. TRS has two. So that's how you know stereo, mono. Now, the reason why I'm pointing this out is because my keyboard only has a single line input. And so if you look behind your keyboard and it has a single line input, then you definitely want to make sure you get the stereo cable. Because if you get the mono, and I'm going to make sure I link to the stereo one below. But if you have probably a 1/4" cable already floating around your home, when you plug it in, you're only hearing through one side of the headphone. It's because it's just a standard mono cable. And so you'd want to get the stereo TRS. In addition to that, some keyboards come with both stereo inputs. So if you look behind your keyboard and you see a left and a right L or an R, L and an R, that means you can plug two audio cables in there and still get stereo. And we have enough inputs here, so you just plug two cables in your keyboard back and plug those two cables in where you say it says inputs, right? And that still gives you stereo. But a lot of keyboards, like the one I'm sitting in front, don't come with a stereo or two mono that gives you stereo. It comes with one, and to achieve stereo, you need a TRS cable. Now, let's reach around the back for my input. When you look around your keyboard, you're gonna see input. And now I have the other end. I'm going to plug it into my mixer, my little mixer right here. So as you can see, it has multiple inputs. I'm just gonna plug it in input one. Doesn't matter which input you plug it in really, but I'm just gonna start with one. And make sure everything is plugged in nice and tight, right? Now, we also have to turn this thing on. And then I'm gonna plug my power cable in the back. Now, once you plug it in, it turns on. There's no button to turn on and off. And you'll know that because there's a red light, straight red light on, you know, okay, I'm getting power, it's working, right? So I'm just gonna put this down here for now. So now I have my keyboard connected to my power source. Let me grab my headphones and test it. Depending on the type of headphones you have, you might see two separate ends. Right here, again, you see I have my headphone cable jack, two stripes. Now, what if your headphones only come with that? So you're looking at your headphone cable and you're like, wait, it's this little tiny thing. It doesn't fit in there. This is what we call a 8-inch. So what you will need is an 8-inch to 1/4" adapter, which is what I have here in my hand, right? So if your headphones only have that, you can get an 8-inch to 1/4" adapter, and again, make sure that it's TRS, two strips. Link to that down below. And all you do is just put it on, and now that converts your standard 8-inch headphone to a 1/4". And now you're gonna put this in where you see it says output, because we're taking the audio out so we can hear it through our headphones, right? So here we go, output connected. Once I connect that, now when I play, my speakers are disabled because my audio is gonna come through here. Now, depending on your keyboard, some keyboard, even when you connect an audio source, the speakers might still work. That doesn't mean something is broken, that's just how the keyboard is. So now I'm hearing my keyboard nice stereo in my headphones. Sounds beautiful. Now it's important to know that you can control your volume of your keyboard now two ways. You can use your onboard volume, or now you can use your mixer volume right here. So because I'm plugged into input one, this knob right here on my input, so So this knob right here, now I can turn this up super loud, or I can turn it down so I can control my volume this way. And then the beauty about this is, so now you can turn up your audio or your keyboard, or lower your audio or your keyboard based on what you want. Now, on a side note, because this comes with 4 inputs, it means if you were playing with a guitarist, you could send the guitarist cable here. If you have a singer, you could put the mic input here. So it allows you to really work with other people as well, right? And so this is perfect for when you're practicing songs with the backing tracks I've provided. So if you have the backing tracks loaded on your phone, it's the same way. You can practice and play along with it here through your headphones. So now that I have my keyboard set up, now I'm going to connect my phone. So I'm going to need my adapter, right? I have my phone right here. I'm going to plug this in. Now we're going to need an 8-inch cable. And I'm going to link this right here. So now that I have it connected, see? My 8-inch cable on my phone, nicely connected. Let me just put this right here. So now this end of the 8-inch cable, we're going to need another adapter, right? And again, 2 black stripes, meaning it's TRS cable, so it gives you stereo and not mono where you're only hearing through one hand. So we're going to connect that like that, and then this goes in the other input, another input of your mixer. So I'm going to put this one in input 2. So now I'm just going to pull up a YouTube video, or Spotify actually, and I'm going to play a song. So you can't hear it, but now I'm listening to The Goodness of God by CeCe Winans, right? And I can hear it coming through my headphones. And I can hear my keyboard, so I can hear that the song is in A flat, and then I can play along with it. And if I want more of the audio coming, the singing, I can just turn it up here, or I could just do it on my phone, right? If I want less keyboard, I can turn it down here, or I can turn it down there. And there you have it. That's how you can easily route your keyboard and your audio source to your headphone, simply with just these connection cables and this little mixer that costs $26. And like I said, if you have other audio source that you want to attach to this, so now I still have 2 more inputs remaining on my mixer. So if I want to send some other audio source, I can do that, like a guitar or a vocalist, or whatever you got going on. You might be saying, Ryan, that's all good, but I got a piano. And what you'll need is an XLR cable, just a standard microphone cable. And this end of the XLR cable, the problem now, here we are. So there is an adapter, right? So you'd have that end, and the other end would be a 1/4 inch, meaning it would just look like this. And I'm going to link to that below. The problem is, and this is a disclaimer, I haven't personally tested that, so I don't know how it would work. But there's an adapter that allows you to plug this end in your mic. Then you have a 1/4 inch that you could plug into your mixer. And this goes on top of your piano or inside your piano, wherever. If you have a mic stand, then you can put this to the mic stand and you can position it better. So after I shot the video, I did some further research see if there's an easier way to connect the piano to the audio interface, and I find a microphone that already has the connection. So you don't have to go get any additional devices, any audio interface or anything like that. So the microphone that you're looking at right here, and again, link below. Once you get that, put the microphone in your piano and connect it to the audio interface, to the mixer actually, and just turn on the mic, because I believe it's a switch on mic, and you're good to go. All right, so I hope that helps. So that's it. I highly recommend all of you who are in Transcription Club and want to get better at transcription to get this set up, right? It's not that difficult. That's why I wanted to demonstrate and show you guys on screen that it doesn't require any wizardry or, having some form of electrical engineering degree or anything. It's really easy to accomplish. Once you get this set up, you're going to realize that you hear things a lot cleaner when you're trying to transcribe songs, because you don't have to worry about external sounds or trying to listen through one headphone, leaving the other one open so you can hear your keyboard. You're not really sure if the note you're playing is what you're hearing because the audio sources are so far apart. Having everything coming through your headphones is really important. And if you haven't already, I recommend using cans. Call them cans because they look like a can. Cans blocked out external sounds, right? When I put this on, I'm talking, but now my voice sounds a little muffled because it's really blocking out external sounds. So it really allows me to hear everything clearly without any external sounds. So I recommend these cans. And there's under the recommended gears on my website, I link to these types of headphones. Now that you know all the different gears that you need and how to set them up so your listening station is up to par with modern transcription skills, be sure to click down below and grab those gears, whichever ones you need. Also, I'm going to link down below a PDF that covers step by step my process of transcribing a song. Because again, transcription is not a magical skill. There's a process. And if you don't know that process, be sure to download that PDF that's in the description. And I'm also going to link to a video if you want to see how I use that PDF transcribing a song in real time. Then you want to check out this video right here. All right. And don't forget to visit Piano Lesson with Warren if you want to take your gospel piano playing by ear even to another level. We have a free trial going on over there right now. So see you on the other side.